habits lead to late nights, standing alone, conversations with a stranger I barely know, swearing this would be the last, but it probably won't. I got nothing left to lose or use, or do my bad habits lead to white eyes staring into space, and I know I lose control of the things that I say. Yeah, I was looking for a way.
As usual, my hair has already been washed and moisturized the previous day. So right now, I am going to start sectioning out. For that, I first of all parted my center, the middle of my hair. That is like a center parting. Then I went ahead to part from one side of the ear to the middle. And then I also parted from the other side of my ear to the middle. Technically, it is an ear-to-ear pattern, but I did it this way because it is a lot more easier. Next, I went ahead to start parting the back, using my ear also as a guide from one ear to the other, which finally gave me a curved line, but that is not what I was aiming for. I almost forgot that I even started braiding the back, but after braiding the back, like the first line at the back, I realized that the curve wasn't going to do the job for me, and I started straightening it out. As you can see, now the line is straight, just what I want. Next, I went ahead to apply my shine and jam to slick down my hair, and after that, I went ahead and start parting my hair section by section using my writer comb or okay, I've forgotten the name of this comb, but whatever. Using that comb, I started sectioning out my hair. After each sectioning, I go ahead to braid out like I am doing now. So as you can see, I have braided out one whole line. Then I'll go in again with my comb to part out another line. Okay, let me explain how I am parting out each square or each buzz, okay, for the braid. For the first line, that is the last line, you know, at my neck. I don't know if you guys get me. I parted out 3 squares, which I braided, and the second line I parted at 5. It should have been 4. I didn't know that I ended up with 5, but trust me, it should have been 4. 4 would have been better. And I tried as much as I could not to, you know, make the line up and the line down to be exact. I don't know how to explain it. To be like the same, to have the same line through. I tried to make it looking like a brick block, like a brick form. I don't know if you guys get me. I will insert a photo of a brick that I'm talking about so you guys can get what I'm saying. So that is what I'm doing here. And for this third line, I can't remember how many lines I parted here, but I tried as much as I could to make sure that I achieve, you know, kind of similar sizes of buzzes or similar sizes of squares. I know they are not perfect. It is almost impossible to achieve same exact sizes of squares or buzzes when it comes to braiding, especially when you're doing the braids by yourself, but you have to try so your hair will look like one kind. You guys get what I'm trying to say here. I am done parting and braiding the back. Now it's time to deal with the front. For that, I'm trying to straighten out my center parting, and I went ahead and braided one side of camera, as you guys can see. So for this other side, I'm just going to use the same process I used for the back. No biggie. You guys are going to see the process of it anyways. I've been talking since. Let me keep quiet and allow you guys to watch and, you know, understand better. To point out that I wasn't braiding the hair to the end, to the tip. not for a particular reason, but to save time. I mean, we're gonna be tucking the braids into the FAUX lock later on. So what's the point of braiding to the end or braiding to the tip if I could, you know, braid halfway and save my time? But I tried as much as I can to braid to, you know, to an extent, not like halfway, but you can braid halfway. It doesn't matter. We're gonna be tucking the hair in later. So I am done. I don't know, but I always feel excited when I, you know, successfully complete a stage, whatever stage, no matter how little that stage is, especially when it comes to my hair. I am always, you know, excited. So that is exactly what I was feeling at this point. Now comes the main task. I don't know if I should call it the main task, but whatever. So this is the extension that I'll be using. It's called Freedom FAUX LOC. This is 3 steps. I think it graduates from 8 inches to 10 inches to 12 inches. So let us get into the deal. Of course, I have my crochet pin, which I already inserted through my braids. Next, I went ahead and, you know, put on the FAUX LOC onto the loop of the crochet hair, pull it out, and this is the wrap that I'll be using for the FAUX LOC. I don't have this one that I'll be putting on my screen right now. I don't have that. I thought I did, but when I got to this stage, I realized that I couldn't find it anywhere in the house. This was the easiest one I could lay my hand on, and I decided to use it. And it actually did the job for me. So right now, let me walk you guys through another illustration. So I use a different method for this, quite different from the first one. I'll be explaining more later. To wrap the FAUX LOC, I'll pick up some strands, maybe 1 or 2 strands of the kinky hair that I showed you guys earlier. And next, I'll go ahead and start wrapping. I'll wrap roughly. We don't need it to be perfect. I will try to start wrapping from my root, not the root, but you know what I mean. They're trying to give it that kind of butterfly look, so it doesn't have to be clean, it doesn't have to be perfect. Just wrap roughly, and I will make sure to round up my wrapping right before the golden color. You know, this FAUX LOC has 2 colors, as you can see. And since the kinky hair is black, I will make sure to conclude, to finish up my wrapping right before I get into the golden color of the FAUX LOC. Since the FAUX LOC came in 3 lengths, I used the shortest length, that is the 8 inches for the back of my head, for the 2 lines at the back of my head. Then I used the 10 inches for the 3rd line, and I guess some on the 4th line, not completely, some on the 4th line, and I used the longest one at the top of my head. You guys get me? I also want to point out that my hair was longer than the black part of the 8 inches. My hair was longer. What I did was, when I tucked in my hair into the FAUX LOC, I bended it over where I felt it was necessary, because I didn't want my hair, since my hair is black, I didn't want it to be showing into the golden part of the FAUX LOC. So I bended it over, which I in turn wrapped with the kinky hair strands. It covered the whole thing. It wasn't visible. I pray you guys understand what I am explaining, because that part didn't show in this video to give more illustration of my explanation. Anyways, you can always figure this out when you're making this on your hair. I'll insert my crochet pin through the root of my braid. Then I'll put the lobe of the false lock onto the crochet pin, then pull it out and pass my braid through the loop of the false lock, and tighten it out, and there you have it. Then again, I'll go in with my crochet pin and pass it through the false lock, then put the braids of my hair on the hook of the crochet pin and pull out through the false lock, like through the false lock. I will keep on repeating the process till I make sure that every strand of my hair is tucked into the false lock. You get me? Next, I'll pick up 1 or 2 strands of the kinky hair and I'll go ahead and start wrapping it around the false lock roughly. Make sure it is wrapped roughly and not neatly. We don't need it to be perfect. Finish up the wrapping right before the golden color of the false lock begins. Then rub it between your palms and there we have it. Perfect. So here is another method. First of all, insert your crochet pin through the root of your braid and then put the loop of the false lock onto it, pull it out and pass the ends of your braid through the loop, pull out, then loosen up my false lock while I wrap it on the braids. This is much easier when the braid is thin, just like this one. You can't achieve this when your braid is fat, especially at the middle of my head. As you can see, I am doing it at this side, at the end, at this side, where I have thin braids, so it is easier on only that part of my hair. I have come to the end of this hairstyle. It was a ride. It wasn't as easy as I thought. Even though this was my second time of making this, I have made this in a completely black false lock. I will link a video up and also in the description box. It felt like it was new, but we pulled it off. Yeah. So I'm back with a cute face, and of course I'm feeling myself. So you guys, this hairstyle took me like 6 hours, including braiding my hair and installing the false lock. One thing I love about this hairstyle is that even though it is short, it is a very versatile one. Like, you can style it in various ways, in different ways, as you can see. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Will you be trying out this hairstyle? And also, if you have any question for me, any question at all about this hair or any product that I use, leave the question in the comment section. I will definitely reply all. And if you haven't subscribed to this channel, what are you waiting for? Please do that right away. Thumbs up to this video and see you in my next one. Bye bye.